Mathematicians, get ready, as today we practice rotating our strip diagrams vertically and using them to solve problems. Let's get into it.
Remember, your I will statements are your goals for this lesson. They are what we are trying to work on and learn more about throughout our time together today. As we continue on in our lesson, make sure you have your mind focused on these three things and showing them to your teacher. I will read the I will statement first, and then we will read it again a second time together. Make sure you're reading it nice and loudly so I can hear you, but no shouting necessary.
Read the following I will statements as a class, and then come back when you're ready to complete our application problem for today. All right, mathematicians, for our warm-up activity today, you are going to need your whiteboards and markers. I'm going to read us the problem on the screen, but make sure you do follow along. Risha played in 3 basketball games. She scored 12 points in game 1, 8 points in game 2, and 16 points in game 3. Each basket that she made was worth 2 points. She uses strip diagrams with a unit size of 2 to represent the points she scored in each game. How many total units of 2 does it take to represent the points she scored in all 3 games? For this activity, we are going to need to analyze the points that our team player got in game 1, game 2, and game 3. Let's switch over to our whiteboards now and write some of this information down. On our whiteboards, let's write game 1, game 2, and game 3. In game 1, our player scored 12 points. We need to represent 12 in units of 2. Shift my whiteboard down a little bit. So we are going to draw our strip diagram out. And we know the total amount of points scored in this game was 12. Let's write that on our whiteboards now. If we were going to split 12 up into equal groups of 2, let's just count by 2 until we get to 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now let's split those 2's up to create our strip diagram. Now remember, we are looking at how many total units of 2 does it take to represent the points she scored in all 3 games. So we're not going to count to 12, but we need to count how many boxes we split this up into. Count the boxes with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She has 6 units. I'm going to draw an arrow. She has 6 units from game 1. In game 2, our player scored 8 points. If we were going to split 8 up into 2's, let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8. Split up our strip diagram. Count your boxes. How many boxes do we have? Hold it up on your fingers. We have 4 boxes, or 4 units scored for that game. And in our last game, this was her best game, she scored 16 points. Well, before, we figured out how many 12 points was. That was 6 units. We can draw in 6 units, so we have 12 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12. 14, 16. We just need to add 2 more. Let's count our total units now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. Whew. Now that we have the total units for each of the games, we need to add these up. 6 plus 4 plus 8 will give us the total units scored. Pause the video now and figure out the total units, writing it in a sentence to explain your answer. The final answer is 18 units. So it takes 18 units of 2 to show the points in all 3 games that our player played in. Nice job, mathematicians. Don't erase these strip diagrams, as we are going to use them in our full group activity today. Stretch really quick, and then we are going to continue to work on our whiteboards for our full group activity. Now that we have our strip diagrams on our whiteboards, we're going to take away all the extra information from our warm-up problem just to have the strip diagrams with the 2 and the 3 games written next to it. After we have erased those extra labels for the points, we are going to take our strip diagrams and we are going to turn them vertically to view them this way. Turn your whiteboards like mine once you have erased all the extra material. When we flip our whiteboards to the side, both of these strip diagrams are still showing us data, and each of the unit in the vertical strip of the diagram still represents 2. Nothing of that changed. And the pictures on the picture graph have a value greater than 1, and so does the unit in the vertical strip diagram. If we look at game 1 and we put our finger on this strip diagram, we see that we have 2 written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different times. If we wanted to write a multiplication problem to represent the value of game 1's strip diagram, we could write 6 times 2. The number of boxes we have times the number of units in each of the boxes. If we multiplied 6 times 2, we would get 12. The value of game 1's strip is still 12. This information, even though we turned it to the side, still matches the information from our warm-up problem. You're going to continue practicing with vertical strip diagrams, meaning they'll be facing up and down, but next time we're going to bump up the units. So instead of using 2 as a class, you guys are going to be making strip diagrams with units with the value of 4. Good luck, mathematicians, and I'll see you guys soon.